Teams that are in the process of proving that they are contenders have the opportunity to answer more questions each and every week. Michigan came to Camp Randall Stadium at Wisconsin with a 4-0 record, with many questions still left to be answered. Did they answer them on Saturday in a 38-17 win over Wisconsin? Welcome to the Voice of College Football. We break down the game we all love each and every day with you. Best discussion, debate, and analysis, so lock it in. Please hit the like button. Subscribe right here at the Voice of College Football as well. Again, Michigan wins at Wisconsin for the first time since 2001. No, they don't play at Wisconsin every year. It was a 5-game losing streak at Madison. Okay, question number one. Can Michigan, who loves to run the football, run it almost every play of the game? Can they run against a top defense? Well, this Wisconsin defense is just about as good as it is in college football. Aside from Georgia, they're like a different beast. But besides that, Wisconsin, despite their 1-3 record, still probably boasts a top 5 to 10 defense in the nation. And Michigan did not necessarily run the football versus Wisconsin. Hassan Haskins, 19 carries, 47 yards, mostly between the tackles, of course. He's the guy that gets the tough yards. Blake Corum, 15 carries for 46 yards, and the entire Michigan team ran for only 2.5 yards versus Wisconsin. So they ran it effectively enough. Wisconsin's a team that completely suffocates rushing games. So Michigan ran it to a certain extent better than most teams, but did not run it effectively versus Wisconsin. So I've got to say, basically, no. But the good news is that Michigan then turned for the first time to a passing game against a quality opponent. 253 yards passing, 3 touchdowns from Cade McNamara, and of course, 1 pass out of J.J. McCarthy, and it was a huge one. Question number 2. Yes, if the run gets stuffed, can Michigan go to the pass? They did not do so last week against Rutgers. When they tried to, they were shut down, and they were stubborn in going to the passing game. And again, when they did in the second half against Rutgers, they were shut down stone cold. But in this game against a better defense, Wisconsin, they were able to make plays in the passing game. Against Cade McNamara was sharp. J.J. McCarthy threw the big 56-yarder to start the second half. J.J. McCarthy, again, given the first series in a close game on the road at Wisconsin, given the first series of the second half, and he responded with the 56-yard touchdown pass to Devin Baldwin, the Jackson State transfer. Cade McNamara was sharp. He faced adversity, yes and no. That was the next question we had. Can Cade McNamara step up against adversity? He had little in the first 4 games of the season. In terms of environment, that was the toughest environment by far, of course, after playing 4 home games, playing in one of the most difficult stadiums in America, also playing a top-notch defense. Again, I underline it. I could care less what Wisconsin's record is or is going to be. This is one of the best 5 defenses in America, and Cade McNamara made plays. So did he face adversity? Yes. In terms of home field environment and defense, yes, he faced adversity for the first time. In terms of game situation, no. They played from in front. They led 7-0. Wisconsin challenged at 13-10 at halftime. And then McNamara was on the sidelines when McCarthy threw the touchdown pass. So McNamara always played with a lead, and in the second half with that 20-10 lead. So we have yet to see him have to drive the length of the field with the game on the line in a big spot. Next up, playmakers. Yes, Hassan Haskins, Blake Corum shut down to a certain extent. Cornelius Johnson had the big day for the Michigan Wolverines with 2 big touchdowns and a 2-point conversion. And he made difficult catches against press coverage, fought off the line, beat his man, made difficult catches for big scores. Will the defense dominate? Question here on the defensive side of the ball. Will the defense dominate again against a quality opponent? Well, trying to figure out if Wisconsin's a quality opponent. They are not on the offensive side of the ball. They, like Washington, yes, you would think because of the name recognition, the brand Wisconsin football, that they would be a quality opponent to face for the Michigan defense. But Washington was a mess. Wisconsin still a mess on offense. They had one spurt of greatness. They showed us one thing right at the end of the first half, trailing 13-3. Graham Mertz finally got some time, and he threw two remarkable passes, brilliant throws, and set up the touchdown, then threw the touchdown right at the end of the first half to get Wisconsin back in the game at 13-10 at a point in which I thought, whoa, maybe Michigan's in trouble here. But the Wisconsin offensive line, this is not a Wisconsin offensive line, let alone vintage. It may be the worst Wisconsin line we've seen ever. 32 rushing attempts against Michigan. Credit the Wolverines on defense for limiting the Wisconsin ground game to 48 yards. Ches Malusi ran for over 100 yards against Penn State, but still the Wisconsin offensive line is horrendous, not doing the job in pass pro or in the run game. Surprisingly, Wisconsin only gained 12 first downs and 32 of 43 rushing, 3 of 14 on third downs, and barely 200 yards of total offense. So, Michigan defense versus a quality offense. Let's leave the question mark there. At Nebraska next week for the Wolverines. Nebraska playing much better football despite their record, of course, taking Michigan State to overtime on the road and not allowing Sparty a first down in the second half. That's how good Nebraska's defense has played after giving up just 23 points on the road at Oklahoma. For Wisconsin, it appears as though they will play spoiler. Hopefully Graham Mertz has recovered and will recover to be able to play against the Illini next Saturday. He was knocked from the game with a chest injury, and once Chase Wolf entered the game, lights out for Michigan. Wolverines go to 5-0. They defeat Wisconsin 38-17. Michigan fans chime in. How good is this team? Are they ready to make a legitimate run for the Big Ten championship? Everybody join in the discussion here as we bring it to you each and every day right here at the Voice of College Football.